The answer is I would love to have lived in the era of Black Venus, i.e. Paris in the 1840s and 50s. What a wonderful time. Monet, Baudelaire, all the great French writers. But I would choose to live in London in the Blitz, 1940, 1941, because London then was a city that was alive, even in the midst of the death and destruction. It was a city in which people found a reason to live and to fight and to do that together. And it was also, let us not forget, a city in which Winston Churchill was the Prime Minister. And what a great time to watch a great leader in action. Well, I did an awful lot of research for this book, so obviously I couldn't include it all in the book because it's a novel and not history. I think the history is very accurate, and I've worked very hard to make sure that it comes across in a very realistic fashion. So there's naturally a lot I left out, but nothing that was really important in terms of understanding the characters. And I hope, if you have a chance to read this, that you will get closer to President Roosevelt, a great man, closer to Winston Churchill, equally a great wartime leader, and equally close to a man that's been forgotten, as I've already said, by so many people in both countries on either side of the Atlantic, Harry Hopkins. And I haven't left anything out that really helps people understand those leaders, those people, and their motives. Well, I struggled for a long time for a title for this book, and I never actually came across a title that struck me as absolutely right, and nor did my publishers either. When I looked at a little poem I had written for the heroine of this story, Leonora Finch, to send to Harry Hopkins in Washington, I realized I got the title. And that poem, if you'll indulge me, I'll read it, only 4 lines. She wrote him a note: "Sleep in peace tonight. Remember we who fight, the fiery death that falls from London's dazzled skies." And I realized instantly that "Sleep in Peace Tonight" was a great title. Well, I have very clear views on this. I think both Scotland and the United Kingdom would be diminished if Scotland had succeeded in seceding. I don't think the economic case was made for that secession, and I think Scotland would have been left a third to a fourth-rate nation struggling to survive in the globalization, in the global economy. And it was an understandably romantic attempt, I think, but one whose failure will enrich both Scotland and the UK. We are much better together.